James Worthy, Mike Bresnan, Allie Clifton's going to join us in a little bit. We got Trudell handling the post-game duties. The Lakers get an easy one on Halloween night. For the first time this season, they're over 500 at 4-3. Kind of built up a 28-point lead, fellas, and kind of cruised from there. Maybe for the fourth quarter, defense has slipped a little bit, Rob, but outside of that, it was a dominant performance.
Yeah, the second half was really a cruise because, like the game of basketball was a game of spurts, and the Rockets would surge back. But very fortunate for the Lakers, they would fight off that and surge back. You know, it was really close there for a second, and I was sitting there saying, oh, no, not another OKC thing. But fortunately, you know, Vogel made some good timeouts decisions. They got refocused. They came back and put the pedal to the metal more.
Yeah, I think they definitely remembered the OKC game, and I think they didn't want that to happen again. But I think overall, from the beginning, I think they're starting to connect defensively and know what their number one priority is on the defensive end. Carmelo, I mean, he plays well at home, doesn't he? Shooting the ball well, getting in the right spots, understanding where he's supposed to be. I just think, you know, they're starting to play like they're supposed to be playing. I know the Rockets aren't, you know, one of the elite teams, but, you know, they need to practice against anybody other than themselves. And I think they're, you know, hopefully shaping up on that end.
Yeah, two words, definitely lesson learned, okay? Based on what happened last week, they were up 26 in OKC. We all know what happened there. Today, they're up 24. And ideally, you know, they stay there. And LeBron doesn't have to play the fourth quarter, or AD, or Russ. You know, they face these guys again in 2 days. Maybe that's what you shoot for then. You know, maintain that 24-point lead. Bottom line, they still won the game. And Carmelo, I don't know what's more impressive, the 5 threes or the 4 blocked shots. Probably the blocked shots. Because, yeah, he's not known as a defensive-minded player. But a great game all around again for Carmelo Anthony.
All right, let's go back to Staples. Carmelo Anthony is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Carmelo, before we talk about the shooting, 4 blocks, 2 steals for you tonight. First time you've done that since your rookie year, actually, in a game against LeBron. What's going on with all the deflections, man?
Man, I'm just trying to stick to the schemes and just honestly just do what I'm supposed to do on the defensive end within our schemes, be in position where I'm supposed to be at. And just, you know, I'm starting to get more used to just what we're trying to do in our schemes and where I'm at on the court, defensively more so than offensively. So today was one of those games we just, you know, we was doing it in a great fashion. I think I did a great job of just being in position, being in spots, and I just want to build on that. We want to build on that defensively.
I know you're staying in the moment, but you think about that 2003, like your rookie year, that's a long time ago, right? You remember that game against LeBron?
No.
You won that one.
There's a lot of games in between that. If that was the first game we played, then yeah, I remember that game.
All right, fair enough. So the shooting form, Melo, just where are you getting your looks? How comfortable are you? What are the keys to you having that quick catch and shoot motion?
I'm just working on it. I stay in the gym. It's something that I've always worked on. You know, it's easy for me to adapt to what's going on. I'm the willingness of adapting. And again, I said it earlier, you know, in the season, but the passion to want to be better, to want to be in the gym every day, getting better, learning what I need to do. Again, this is new for all of us playing with each other. So the more reps that I can get, you know, I just got to stay sharp when my number is called because it's a long season, but I got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Final thing for you, what'd you think of the starting lineup with AD at the 5? I know you guys have run through some of those groupings in practice.
I like it. It's something that we're looking at, something that, you know, throughout the course of the game, we've seen more of it. We started with that today, so ain't no telling with Frank. We don't know what's going to happen. We just got to be ready for whatever we do.
All right, man. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right, how about this? Carmelo Anthony, 25 minutes, 23 points, 8 of 14, 5 of 8 from 3. And what Brez was speaking of earlier, one of the more surprising stats, 4 blocks. And you heard Melo talking to Mike Trudell about that. Guys, check this out. He was 5 of 8 from 3. I know you guys talked about this in the pregame show. His home and away splits are insane. He's 23 of 34, big game James, from 3 at Staples Center. No wonder why the crowd loves him.
Yeah, they love him, you know. Less travel, you don't have to get on that airplane, older veteran. No, I think, you know, just experience of knowing how to bounce back from a subpar game that he didn't like. And also, like he said, getting used to, you know, understanding the tendencies. Tonight was an exceptional play of, he said it, get into his spots, not rushing in, being patient, being in the right spot when LeBron Westbrook, anybody's going downtown, he had some really nice shots. So I expect this of him most of this season. A veteran player, they know how to bounce around pretty good.
And for me, when I watch Carmelo play, I always want to watch that first shot because he's such a guy. When he sees that first shot go down, that means he's hot.
Yeah.
And if he shoots a great shot, that's what you want to see. And that first shot he took was no one near him, so it was an easy shot. He saw it go down, and I said, "Uh-oh, that's all he needs to keep going and going." He's like a microwave, so he's hot. When he's hot, he's one of the best shooters in the game.
Yeah, so on the second day of free agency, the Lakers signed 4 players. 3 young guys. You know, they agreed to terms with THT. They got Malik Monk, and they got Kendrick Nunn, and they also got Carmelo. Had you told me that Carmelo, of those 4, would be the most impactful this quickly in the season, I would have said you're out of your mind. Obviously, THT and Nunn, a non-factor right now. They're not playing. But picking up Carmelo and seeing him do even more than he did in Portland. You know, he got his 14, 15 points a game up there. He's getting like 20 every other game down here. Just a great start for him in a Laker uni.
It's interesting when you know, Rob, we always joke about how you said that one night, listen, there's a big 4. It's not just a big 3. And when he has nights like this, and he's had them now a few times, it takes a lot of pressure off of LeBron and AD and Russ to kind of have to come up with all the offense, big game James. And it's nice to have that ball moving and find someone else like a Carmelo Anthony.
Well, it's just like when LeBron is out, now we have Westbrook who can handle the rock and run the team. Carmelo is another one of those veteran players that when called upon, if a player's out or say if a player's in foul trouble, he can step up. He's done it just about everywhere he's gone, and he, you know, exemplified that tonight by knocking down some more threes, defense. I think the more minutes he gets out there, he can be one of those guys that if somebody's not around or somebody's injured or we need some quick buckets, he's a go-to guy.
He can probably start on a lot of teams in this league. And coming off this bench and be able to sit back and watch how the Lakers play, because sometimes the Lakers will play fast, sometimes they play slow. I think Carmelo is a seasoned vet where he can sit and say, okay, this is what I need to do when I come in the game. And that's what I like about him coming off the bench. He's a very intelligent player. We don't talk about that enough. He can watch and analyze the game, say, okay, this is where I can get my shots. This is where I can help the team out. But I think he said it best. He's learning the defensive scheme a lot better. If you watch his rotations tonight, he was getting a foot in the lane, he was getting back, he was being active, and that's what I wanted to say because we know what he can do offensively, but what can you do defensively?
I know the Rockets aren't a great team, but defensively tonight, the Lakers looked a lot sharper than they have the last couple games in terms of their rotations and their schemes. You heard Melo tell that to Mike Trudell. They turned the Rockets over 27 times for 32 points. That's a season high. Also a season high in steals with 15, Brez.
Yeah, really impressive on the perimeter. Avery Bradley, you know, a lot to do with that. Russ had a really nice game defensively, too. He was at plus 26 the last I checked. You got to give these guys credit. I mean, this is a very young